I've been using OnePlus 13 for more than a month with my SIM card and have compared it to every other flagship phone I've had, including the S24 Ultra, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and Vivo X200 Pro. This phone is simply great. It has the best performance, the best battery life, and a great camera. But I also found a few quirks that may or may not be a deal breaker for you. I am Mo, and this is my review of OnePlus 13. I know the global version is going to be launched today. I bought this version from Hong Kong 2 months ago. The OnePlus 13 phones are known for their raw power, and the OnePlus 13 features the latest Snapdragon 8 Elite. I tested a few phones with this chipset, and it is one of the best, if not the best, chipset right now. It is not only powerful, but also efficient. I actually did an in-depth analysis of the OnePlus 13's performance versus the iPhone 16 Pro Max and Vivo X200 Pro, and the OnePlus came out on top. In benchmarks such as Geekbench, it has the best multi-core performance and ranks second in single-core performance, just behind Apple's A18 Pro chipset on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. For gaming, I played Genshin Impact on this phone at max setting and 60 frames per second. I'd handled it like a champ without any thermal or frame drops, while the iPhone, for example, had visible drops. Regarding thermals, it also showed great results, staying cooler than the iPhone in the Genshin Impact test and only slightly warmer in the video export test. Overall, if you are not going for a dedicated gaming phone with active cooling, you are not gonna get a performance better than OnePlus 13. We can't talk about performance without mentioning battery life. This phone features a new battery technology that allows it to have a massive 6000 mAh battery without making it heavier or larger than previous generations. For reference, this phone is even 10 grams lighter than the OnePlus 12, and it is slim and nice to hold. In day-to-day use, when I tested this phone against the S24 Ultra, it was ahead by a large margin. In a day-in-the-life test against the Vivo X200 Pro and another test against the iPhone 16 Pro Max, it achieved a similar result. I also conducted a dedicated battery test with the best battery phones available right now, and the OnePlus came in second, just behind the Vivo X200 Pro by a very narrow margin. It achieved 6 hours and 8 minutes of a screen on time with 15 hours of a standby time. So realistically, it is almost impossible to drain the battery to zero unless you play heavy games non-stop for hours on 5G. So before you start to shout in the comments section, "But Mo, I get 10 hours of a screen time," my test includes a very extreme scenario with lots of gamings, benchmarks, and other things, and 6 hours of a screen on time is quite great. Also, you get fast charging. You can charge your phone from 0 to 100 in 36 minutes, which is quite great. Also, you get wireless charging. When it comes to design, the phone is light for its size. It's only 210 grams. The camera bump is not huge like the Vivo X200 Pro, and it is nicely tucked into the corner, so it doesn't get in the way. There is a silent button on the left side, and I would say OnePlus is probably the best looking Chinese phone right now. The white version that I have looks very classy. The first quirk of the OnePlus 13 is the display. It is cursed. Sorry, I meant curved. I really thought that as humanity evolved, we moved away from these kind of displays, but good things don't last. And this year, we saw a great comeback of curved screens. I have a few problems with curved displays. For one, cases don't fit very well with them. Second, it is more difficult to apply a screen protector. And third, it is proven that they are not as robust as a flat display. The display has good brightness and the colors look rather nice. The only issue that I have is that I didn't get the best results when playing HDR content on YouTube. The screen was a bit dim. I searched Reddit for a solution, and it seems to be a common issue on OnePlus phones. But one good piece of news is that they are using a BOE 10-bit LTPO display, which allegedly won't have the green line issues that Samsung displays have had. I just heard it in the comments that the green lines won't appear on BOE displays. Don't quote me on that. The camera was one area that wasn't the strongest point of OnePlus 13, but I can tell you that when it comes to pictures, you have nothing to worry about. For video, it is another story, but I'll get to that later. There are 3 cameras on the OnePlus 13. It has a 50 megapixel ultra-wide sensor. The main sensor is a Sony LYT 808 megapixel sensor, which is smaller than those on other flagship phones like the iPhone 16 Pro Max. On the other hand, the 3x optical sensor is much larger than those on mainstream phones like the iPhone 16 Pro Max and S24 Ultra. OnePlus is also collaborating with a Swedish company called Hasselblad to bring a film-like vibe to their pictures and improve color science. In this ultra-wide shot, here on the right side, you see a picture from the OnePlus, and on the left side, you see a picture taken by the iPhone 16 Pro Max. The OnePlus picture is more vivid, but also has better dynamic range. If you look at the clouds, you see the details. For video with the main lens, I'm again comparing the OnePlus 13 to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. In daylight, the difference is negligible. The only complaint I have is that the OnePlus 13 only supports variable frame rate, which makes it difficult to import into editing software. For the main lens at night, the OnePlus 13 tends to expose the photo more by using a slower shutter speed, like 1 to 5 seconds here, compared to the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which uses a higher shutter speed, resulting in a darker image. Here I compared the main lens photo to the Galaxy S24 Ultra. There is a difference in color science, but for both day and night photos, the optical quality difference is negligible. The OnePlus has a slight green tint to its white balance, while the S24 Ultra leans towards magenta. For the telephoto lens, I'm comparing it to the Vivo X200 Pro, which currently has the best telephoto camera. The amount of detail that OnePlus 13 captures is not on the same level as the Vivo X200 Pro, but it is not behind other flagship phones by any means. The pictures are great, even when zooming 40 times into a subject for wildlife photography, like in this shot. For more moderate zoom levels, like 20 times, the details remain sharp and the picture is definitely usable. When comparing the telephoto lens to the S24 Ultra, you can see that the OnePlus comes out ahead due to its large sensor size. It also doesn't have the shutter lag issues found on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and moving subjects are captured nicely. When comparing the telephoto lens to the iPhone 16 Pro Max, the OnePlus is again ahead. In this shot, you can see that the OnePlus captures more detail than the iPhone 16 Pro Max when zooming in on the airplane. In this night shot, the OnePlus managed the scene much better than the iPhone 16 Pro Max, once again proving the advantage of a larger sensor size on the telephoto lens. The quality of the selfie camera is not the best, but is comparable to other flagship phones like the Galaxy S24 Ultra. I'm going to put the samples of the cameras in the description down below. I launched a website, so I can just do that. Software update is another factor. You get 5 years of software update. For example, on Galaxy S24 Ultra or Pixel, you get 7 years of updates, but I think 5 years is also fine. I also didn't have any problem running ColorOS so far, and I quite like it. Another thing is that people ask me how are the speakers. I'm gonna play music on 50% volume. Honestly, I think it's quite alright. I don't see a big difference between OnePlus 13 or iPhone or Galaxy. My verdict is that you won't get a better performance and battery life on a conventional flagship phone right now. OnePlus has also stepped up its game with the camera system. The main lens is still behind the competition, but I really like the new improved telephoto lens, which is better than the one on the S24 Ultra and iPhone 16 Pro Max. I'm often a bit hesitant to recommend the Vivo X200 Pro because of a large camera bump on the back, but OnePlus does not have this problem. If you're okay with a slightly curved display, I really couldn't find anything negative about this phone so far. The 5G connection was also great, and I didn't encounter any issues with it. For Wi-Fi connectivity, I personally didn't experience any problem, but I can't confirm or deny any known issues. Let me know in the comments if you have OnePlus 13 or OnePlus 12 and what your experience with the phone was so far. I'll put the links to the all OnePlus comparisons I did in the description down below. But the one I recommend watching first is the day in the life comparison of the OnePlus 13 versus the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Thanks for tuning in to TechMo, and I will see you in the next one.